Hey boys, we back. Talsyn part 2, can't sleep. So, this ended kinda abruptly earlier. And I want to talk about this for a few minutes before we continue. Streaming for 5 years on Twitch, over 5 years, nearly 5.5 years now. You would think, you would, learn by now. But no. Sometimes people in the chat say something and it's so profoundly stupid or, triggering that you either don't, you're not sure, is this for real? Is this, a serious comment? Is this somebody trolling or just dumb? And here I am, 4:31 in the morning, trying to fall asleep, but I can't because this is still stuck in my head. It's my fault, of course. Not somebody else, because sometimes it's hard to ignore this shit. And after 5 years, I should know better. The Confederate video, our income went over 4K negative, and somebody in the chat had a dumb idea that we should replace our war dancers with high-rank war dancers. Instead of me just, ignoring this dumb idea, I got triggered. Sometimes, I'm just a human. I'm flawed. I'm not flawed, I'm just damaged and jaded at the same time. They should know by now watching this channel for lately, right? But no. A person gets triggered, gets a comment, mambo jumbo, and then his boyfriend starts defending him, attacking the streamer. Well, and it's kind of almost like a drama, So, this army put us in 4K negative. And somebody suggested we should replace our war dancers, which are rank 1, which is a unit that gets experience pretty fast because they have access to some serious buffs, to replace them with veteran ones from Cockholes and Findulf. And there are obviously, other, 5-head people here, commenting, how to do this. But they might have missed something here, which is, might have not been obvious to them, which they were obviously stating. What was obvious to me, because, I'm playing the game here and they're fucking backsitting. 4K income, negative. Switch war dancers from here to here. So we could go down to 3K negative. They are 2 turns away from Cockholes of Findulf. The obvious thing they've missed is Orion has no siege attacker, which means we have to spend a whole turn here, which is only 1 turn of losing a chunk of our treasury. We cannot disband these units this turn because we cannot fight this turn, and we cannot meet with this guy in a time where it actually is, not the ruin of our treasury. But obviously, people know how to play this game better, and, gotta trigger the streamer, and then the streamer gets triggered, and everybody else gets triggered, and nobody's happy, and the streamer can't sleep at 4 in the morning. So yeah, we come here with a fresh coffee to play. We were supposed to play 1 more turn here, take the ore capital, and then switch to Gladius, and not, end 1 turn too early.
Destroy.
But who is at fault here? Who had the great idea, great plan? Well, they are. You guys are watching the game. I'm playing, and backseating is not allowed. So keep your dumb ideas in the future for yourself. Especially, if they're the dumbest shit I heard this year. Because you might trigger some of your boyfriends in the chat, that they're just gonna bother me after. Because you got, dragon breaded, roasted. That is so bizarre, yeah. That is so bizarre. Of course it is. It's, you know, I definitely overreacted, but it was the dumbest shit I heard this year. So tell me, you know, if you're doing these things like every day, dealing with, you know, Pepegas and people, you know, some of them I actually like, some of them I don't like, that's Silmercones, by the way, the latter, of course. And somebody says the dumbest shit you heard whole year. Are you honestly fucking telling me you're not gonna overreact? If somebody just said the dumbest shit ever while trying to backseat your game, you're not going to overreact? Come on. Just be a streamer, it's easy. Make lots of money, don't even have to work, right? It's fucking joke, just play games all day. Okay, anyways, enough about this, let's play the game. Router starts in about an hour and 30 minutes, so we got a few turns here. If somebody missed it, previous campaign has been finished. We ended up at 70 provinces, we had 71. So we're just playing here a regular Talsyn campaign. The things will be changed for these factions we played last. And we're just taking our time. You know, the Wood Elves are totally different than anything else in this game. And you can play them totally opposite to really anything else in this game that has settlements. Cookie says, why don't you recruit Gladeguard? Melee infantry sucks. Well, Cookies, you know, you triggered me plenty of times over the years, so I'm immune to you. So yeah, you can say shit like this. You were not toxic enough, you need to put Kappa at the end.
I fear no one.
Okay.
I refuse.
So, we can get a ram here on. We have no siege attacker, so we have to spend a whole turn sieging here.
To the hunt.
We did Confederate Vidriot, and we need 3 Belsingers Battalion to Confederate Torgon.
There can be no vanity.
Ariel chosen Glade Captain. I didn't see this one, huh? This is still the same turn. Boost income and increase mobility, huh? 1 point wasted on a good trait. I guess for Ariel chosen we can keep 1 point wasted. Because as an army hero will have more points anyways. Might not have get Ariel chosen the next 20 turns. But this is acceptable, 1 point wasted.
Duty calls me.
Yeah. Did we get anybody else? We accepted this one. Because we might not get another Waystalker anytime soon. Or we can actually recruit the Waystalkers here. The Waystalkers are campaign heroes, doesn't matter what trade they have. It's good to have one on scouting in this area and one scouting on this other area. We're working on securing Ataloran by getting some battles done outside. I wonder why they chose to go with own army for those with else trades than the usual heroes army. You know, different teams working on different games sometimes end up working for on the same game, and then you have the spaghetti code evolution and a lot of different wording and missing texts and texts that actually work, which are not there and stuff like that. Consistency has been down the shitter since the Vampire Coast. Yeah, what is this? Findle is here. We'll kill Findle on a suicide mission somewhere. There's a shit trade. The other lords are so terrible that there's literally no choice to use them. No really difference to use them. Let's got it. You have Ancient Dreamin', one of the best lords in the game, and then you have the other stuff, which is lacking. It's taking knowledgeable with 5 variety of ice cream, flavors of ice cream, multiplayer, and multiplayer, because you know people like to look at females instead of males. Hey, Bruce. I just realized something in my other game, Gladius, that the game is fucked. Played for 5 hours, and I just realized something. Oh man, there's no sleep tonight. Yeah, this is fine here. Facing rebellion in 3 turns. There is a still Confederation penalty, which with the change of the systems don't even make sense anymore. Why would they keep Confederation penalty when we actually had a accord here? He gave us a mission and we united. It was pretty much just a mutually beneficial deal, but no, you get a Confederation penalty. A sudden expansion of territory has caused instability throughout the land. Yeah, King in the Woods adjacent to the Oak of Ages is causing instability in the land. Half of these Confederation penalties don't make sense anymore in the game. There are definitely some of them that make sense, though. One second, guys. Yeah, if you guys in the command, RuneScape has requested Bell Brothers, so we'll have start a new run and see how it goes. Mostly like gonna end up miserably because it's a weird one. Doesn't usually go good first time. But we'll lower the starting difficulty to increase the success of the early game. That's probably the ideal for this type of requests. At some point we'll go back to the Nietzsche's Caravan, but this is a comeback, I guess. We'll be playing it on Monday. This is one kindred down. I just don't understand who even tested the growth for the second kindred. When the AI gets this on turn 25, you can't even get a second kindred for 11 turns to upgrade this shit here. Tier 2 economy building. Meanwhile, AI gets this. Turn 25. We are on turn 25, we actually gotten this, the first thing in the game, and we are 11 turns away just to get the next economy building tier 2. This is so bizarre. So bizarre. This is 0 testing here, and you compare this to this. We need 11 turns just to get a kindred for this. We're stuck on tier 2, and this was the first thing we built at the start of the campaign. The first thing slowed us the military, and then the AI has this. How the hell they get even all these kindreds? They don't even have kindreds, I don't think so. If we give them another 10 turns, this will be a full tier 5 settlements fully built up. Meanwhile, I will be still waiting for a second kindred for Sculptor's Cavern. I mean, this is difficulty, of course, obvious, but this growth for the kindreds and the blanket changes with the factions make no sense. This shit makes no sense. Why do the kindreds scale like the other growth? This is off. This is off by at least 50%. Of course, you can get more growth, but you shouldn't need the massive growth at turn 25 to build a tier 2 building. Same with the early slots opening, especially with minus elements. This is so off. Somebody is doing macro changes without even seeing how it affects the game. Yoo-hoo. I can't sleep. I have a drastic change in real life. Stop drinking, change diet, and yeah, it's just messing me up. The kindreds do make sense if they don't consider the new growth changes. Because this is not the same population system as the other factions. Because the moment you confederate to the first faction, you see how imbalanced it is. And imbalanced in a really bad way that makes no sense. The feeling when you get bug and you get mangled again, as I can't drink, Brace, I got health problems.
Riders of Athel Lauren. Understood.
Ready for the hunt! Orion!
Orders. Ha! It will be done.
Let's just go into them with... oh, hold on. Hold on.
Straight away.
Destroy all!
It's just high defense here, making them cry.
Great attack.
Protecting in the forest.
Death to our enemies.
Hungry for battle!
The forest food. To the fray. Faster.
Hunters.
As you say.
As you say. Deepwood.
Yeah, I would have never played Men Hunters Nidhogg. That's why we have Men of the Month requests.
Aye. We understand.
I don't mind trying it out, but I would have never played it myself.
They will die. At once. Kill them.
When I create a run for Battle Brothers, I always have in mind the long game, because I like to play it like a simulation. But, you know, sometimes, you know, just getting a short run to see different things, try different things, or, you know, go different way, you know, it makes sense as well, right?
Eager for battle! With speed!
Ready to ride.
Ha! We understand. Yes. Ever ready.
Oh, so this is actually a little bit awkward when,
Ever ready.
for a second I thought the game crashed. It's a little bit awkward, because,
Quickly. Armed and ready.
Slaughter them!
Deepwood Main.
Kernos! It shall be done!
Because they don't all switch to the other thing.
Eager and ready. Ha! Ready and waiting. Pariah.
Defenders of Apple.
Just say that Glade Guard is on the bad battle skill.
Face. Aye.
You're never gonna skill it again.
Ha!
The only reason to skill that the battle skill is on above Dryads.
Ever ready.
Kernos, bless us. At pace. Orders understood. War dancers.
War King!
Deepwood infantry. Ha! Death to all. Enemy charge.
You shall lose it.
Ever ready! Attack! Armed and ready! Ha! Yes! Faster! Deepwood host!
Sound the horns!
Quickly! Asray, attack!
Wild Riders!
Orders!
One of the spell singers is knowledgeable, disciplined. One is Ariel Chosen.
Orders acknowledged!
For Ariel! Ha! Aye!
Very well.
Your orders? By Kernos!
It's crazy when these units actually get the higher attack and defense and physical resistance. Some of the most disturbing stats in the game.
To battle! To the fray!
It's a tier 2 unit.
Ha! Armed and ready!
Reminds me of the old Wood Elf and Chaos quality.
Wild Riders!
Nobody could match Chaos quality in Warhammer 1 until they released Wood Elves.
With haste!
Wood Elves was the first faction that could match the quality of the Chaos at the time.
Smash them!
What a strange, game at that point, right?
Ha! Yes! They will die! At speed!
Affect the War Dancer 46 speed. It affects how they fight. Because a faster infantry always has an edge for some reason. Gotta be something to do with hitboxes.
Death to all! Ready for orders! This instant! Quickly! Orders for Asia!
Wild Riders!
Dauntless Asray! We are tireless!
What are those beacons? I'll get replenishment.
To battle!
They're actually not gonna get replenishment, they're under siege. I might just kill as many as we can. This is what I like to see, a tier unit just getting there, and then they release something like Blade Singers and like, what the fuck. I haven't personally used the Blade Singers, so this is gonna be the first time in this campaign. It's a rank 2 War Dancers, so they get experience pretty fast because they have access to some serious buffs. Primarily battle skill and technology. And then followers and traits. Some of the highest attack buffs in the game. $3,200 here. Probably costed us about 6,000 to switch to higher experience, which is still a big waste of gold. Better to have a large treasury than switch to higher experience.
To the hunt!
At this stage at least. The Wood Elf have trouble with money early on, so dumping money is not recommended.
Rage of
This is the first time we also just focus on the campaign skills, which we ignored before. So it's gonna be a difference as well. We'll take this out to resolve. Get 4700 with Occupier. Raise get 9400. Adjacency does not work here. Offensive Blade is pretty good. The Skull Smashers are gone. We did the Orc one, we now have to do the Bretonnian one. Paramon is a hitland in the Outer Lore of Outer Lawrence, so we have to take it.
Master of the Wild Hunt.
So now we have additional 6 attack and 4 defense. We only have 4 attack from here. We have 8 attack here if it's a forest. And we have 2 attack here because of discipline. We can get multiple of these followers. They can be assigned to a spell singer. And there is 5 attack technology that will research in 3 turns. Which also gives 10 physical resist on a unit that has already 20 physical resist. On a unit can get additional 15 physical resist. Makes them over half ethereal. The most vulnerable thing, the counter to these things is explosive magic or magic projectiles, like shots from the Sisters of Avalon.
I thirst for the hunt.
You're rarely gonna fight the High Elves or even Dark Elves, so very little counters here. I guess the Brain Burster could be one of the best counters, or anything that does magic that hurts the infantry. Yeah, does not really use this. It's highly unpredictable or random. Even if they get 1 or 2 good spells, they still have to face the rest of the army. Magic attackers, well, it's still gonna be no problem because this unit also have high defense and attack. You can also switch attack into defense, which makes them almost impossible to hit. Most units have only 8% chance to hit. These units are literally perversion in melee. And there is an elite version now existing called Blade Singers, which is literally everything War Dancer have and more. But the most important thing, look at this, 8400 health versus 6800. That is disgusting. The reason why they are usually ignored is because archers exist. Archers, Wild Riders, but many archers.
God King of the Deep Wood. I will make it so.
I find some people, you know, find it funny that when we say that Wood Elves are one of the top melee factions in the game. They're literally in top 5. Are there any restrictions to this campaign? No, this is just a regular campaign, like the campaign says. If a campaign says just a regular campaign, other than my personal preferences, no. We can upgrade this to tier 3. You want to upgrade this as soon as possible. The only restriction is gold. You know, they made it, you know, let me check if Shield Wizard is here. Okay, Shield Wizard is not here. So cookies, ever since they added 5 flavors of Spellweavers to keep stacking knowledgeable stuff, usually have them quite often. You get so much power you will not run out. You will not be able to resurrect things, but you can put 2 Lord of Life characters in every army. And it is disgusting. Literally foul. The Lord of Life has better healing than the Lord of Empires, but Lord of Empires can resurrect.
Protector of the Oak.
Used to do the same in the before, except this time you have over double the amount of magic possible. Double. If you're careful, before you had more than enough magic to heal everybody up with spamming healing from 2 different healers. But now you can literally put 2 healers and a damage dealing wizard and you will not run out of power. It makes the vampires a silly joke. Because everything that we did with the vampires, you guys seen in the campaign, that's how the Wood Elves fight. They're just about 80% better. 80%. Let's not go crazy. About 80% I would say. Because the vampire melee is behind, while the Wood Elves is one of the best in the game. Only top maybe by 2 factions. And they have access to ridiculous magic.
I live to serve Ariel.
When the developers below, yeah, the life could always build up damage, especially if you set them into a pile. The Wood Elf rework made Wood Elf magic spammable. You had to use it a little bit more carefully before, and was still great, but they literally made it spammable. Now any idiot can do it.
Ready to serve.
Let's keep an eye on the basement with this guy.
Blade Captain reporting.
And we have to keep an eye on the basement because they'll target us. We should keep an eye on them while we are doing Confederation. The most important thing to do with Orion, I mean, I guess some of you could agree. In my opinion, the most important thing is to get tier 2 Oak of Ages and confederate Torgon and Vidriot. After that, you can do whatever you want, right? But I think the most important thing in this campaign to confederate these guys. This one's on tier 4, and the other ones you could wait a little bit for tier 5, but as long as they're both tier 4, it's fine. So getting these 2 on tier 4 and one maybe tier 5 is the most important thing in this campaign. After that, you can do whatever you want. You can confederate both of these before turn 30. Pretty sure. This is the first time we play them since rework, but I think you can clear these guys on turn 3. Might not be possible for everybody, but I think it's possible. But even if you don't, you know, try to, optimize the start and whatever, you can still get these guys, around turn 30. That's the most important thing. As long as you control these 3 settlements before turn 35, that's it. Just nothing can go wrong from that point. The things that make a little bit more sense than they used to, which is good. This rework is great. This is probably the best rework they did. They butchered the polish on the Empire rework. They left bugs. The Marienburg situation. If they fix just 2 things with the Empire, the rework will be fine. While the Greenskin rework is too many bugs for the player. While the VA make the AI strong, especially against other AI, the VA makes the player weak. I'm talking about the VA mobs. It's just you lose too much momentum, initiative. It's still about quality over numbers. I mean, you've seen that battle with Kemmler and Vlad when we fought the Waterfall Palace. It was even not even possible to control 1/3 of the characters there. I'm betting with just using one army or no heroes at all, I would have gotten better performance there. So the numbers might help you, usually just with auto resolve, but they help the AI more, because the AI, the only way they can fight is with numbers. Half of the units don't work unless they outnumber you. But for the player it's the opposite, because it's not humanly possible to control that many units. Best case scenario you can control 25 units. Best case scenario effectively. Anything over that in the mix of heroes is impossible. So the big battles, they work against you. Especially if you're relying on characters.
The deep wood stirs. Swiftly, silently. You may speak before my shield bearers and on the Oath Stone.
They're at war with Golden Order. RNG. Get tier 3 here. Yes, we do. New Witcher Animated movie today. Did you see it? How was it? No spoilers. Just say 1 to 10 rating. I haven't seen it yet. I've been back to Fear the Walking Dead. Now that you know, stop with Fallout, I need to go back to some other depressing shit.
You have orders?
9 out of 10. You know, I'm not sure about their animated stuff. You know, they try. I tried to watch that. What's it called? The Carbon something, Altered Carbon, the animated one. You know, I have decided that the animated stuff is not for me. Unless it's porn, it's not for me. Yeah. I'm trying from time to time to watch some Family Guy, but you know, it's you know, hit and miss. Do love a couple characters in Family Guy though. Yeah, I did like the Dead Space animated. You know, I watched it to prepare myself for the game, to get, you know, hype for the game, and I still ran like chicken in the first horror scene. In the game, I did finish the animated one. It was good. Family Guy is cartoon, not animation. You see, I have no idea what's the difference. You know.
Master of the Wild Hunt. I go.
Family Guy. Man, they changed the IMDb window. It's hard to find what it is now. Animation and comedy, huh? Must be you're referring to some other kind of animation, cause it says animation there. I didn't say anime. I said animation.
God King of the Deepwood.
There's a rebellion there, and we need to go there.
I will grant your request.
Those beastmen actually land.
All hail Colonel.
They did. They did.
That won't do.
Setting traps.
This guy has increased mobility. Guy. Oh man, god damn it!
I stand ready.
I can't tell.
I live to serve Ariel.
The hunt shall be tireless.
This must be one of them, you know, Vogue characters. I don't know. Is that a girl or a guy? Maybe it's both. It's not the first time, you know. Some of them have the. It's like they're going there, but not there yet. It's just the wood elves, you know. You see a blonde hair, long hair, and you think it's a girl, but no, it's a guy.
Shield of Athel Lauren.
I mean, just look at the Glade Guard, for example. Thought they were girls.
Waiting.
Okay, we have it's important to have vision in this area here and in this area here, so you don't get surprised here. The King's Glade is more vulnerable than the part of this forest.
Yes.
And if you're streaming, you don't want to get embarrassed when the all gets burned because you were sleeping. They're not paying attention, because, you know, this shit does happen. Tilia positioned once here, and they did burn the oak for me once. They're sneaky like that, especially now with the fog of war. So you want to have things around that have vision. Waystalker on the left and Waystalker on the right. Once you secure the hitlands and no enemies are nearby, then they can do other things. But it's critical to have the vision, so nothing embarrassing happens here. Campaign movement range minus 20% for enemy army starting their turn in this region. This is one of the most useless shits I ever seen on a special building. Who is even going to go to Croc Halls of Findle? This area is so small. Most of the movement in Athel Lauren is King's Glade and Warford Palace. A reload time reduction for Hawk Riders is decent though. It should be minus 20% for the whole forest, not just Croc Halls of Findle. These provinces are so small. They should act for the whole Athel Lauren. So what were we doing here? Economy buildings, right. Yeah, the movement is a little bit costlier here, but there's a movement characters. It's usually just affecting a little bit. It's not a slug. It's not. The mountains are hard to traverse in the forest. Movement here is almost normal. Almost. You don't need pet finding. Right, Heroes 3. Oh, discipline one, huh? Well, you're... God damn, man.
Glade Captain present.
Okay, that's a female.
Never. First we must rest.
Disciplined.
King in the woods.
We just want one idol chosen in the army. Discipline is preferable. It doesn't matter if you have more though. I just don't like that this one is boosting income here, it's triggering me.
Kernus guide my hand.
Lord of the forest.
Well,
Glade Captain present.
we'll level both of them. We'll level both of them because we need more Glade Captains. They're both good. Like I said, idol chosen, Discipline, they're equally good. Discipline, if you go purely melee or focus on melee, especially cavalry, infantry. But idol chosen is better than Discipline for the wood elves. Because, you know, they're unless you go flavor, you're never going to go purely melee. With maybe exception of Orion.
The forest calls.
Because he kind of, you kind of want cavalry, and then with the cavalry, you're gonna mix Sarai Spears and the Blade Singers, right? It's a strong flavor. So we just got another one for the second army.
Protector ready.
Orion.
Kind of bothers me that RL Chosen and Discipline are, in this regard. Because, it's like, it's hard to accept that Discipline has an equal. Especially after playing Vampires, Vampires literally suck without Discipline. In melee. So we got an Ancient Treeman here. Might actually take down Carcassonne for us. That's actually great. So they'll cavalry good and never bought them. Better than most cavalry in the game.
Yes, treading silently.
Zulak's blood. Krotula. Quamtula.
Treacherous cowards. No threat at all.
Waystalker.
Kaigra Tula.
So this one would cost 125 on rank 1, huh? This treasury, huh?
Lord of the Asray. My will is yours. Setting forth.
Have to trespass again.
I stand ready. Karnas, guide us on.
I thirst for the hunt.
Full moon range 10%. This have still hasn't been fixed on.
Master of the wild hunt.
It is my path.
15%.
No rest. No surrender.
Just work on the highest one, but between turns you can actually change to the other one. So the Glade Captains always have the Trickster Guard on, which is a great buff. 10 mil defense and a 40-meter radius. That's nothing.
I live to serve.
Any idea of this place getting attacked with his garrison?
Tula Nasa.
Spellweaver of Athel-Larn.
They will be stopped.
Tula.
I share the forest's thoughts.
Why are they getting tier 5 units?
Azray Mage.
They're not tier 5 and only tier 4.
Quamtula.
I mean, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Look at this. Bonkers. 8 different units. For some reason, we still get Confederation penalty, and we have to solve this out. Out of second army, it's hard to increase public order here, so Ryan has to go back. Instead of going to bother Paramount, we have to deal with the rebels. Makes no sense anymore for a Confederation penalty when they put events like this. Forest has always had problems with public order. Malcontents end a leave at the start of their turn. Or it's actually at the end. The end, okay. Asrai Asur Druki. Carried by elegantly hidden ships, our cousins have traveled from the distant lands of Ultron to visit us. After so many long years, they have finally deigned to visit their forest brethren. Is this a gracious visit or an omen of arrogance? Do you consider this a slight or a blessing? Will you grant them an audience with the Elven Council? You do have more sources of public order these days. But it's still, it don't make no sense to me why there's a Confederation penalty still. I mean, this is the one of them, let's see. +5 public order. So, do you want to have rebellions in all your lands? Press 1. Do you want to try to avoid rebellions in all your lands? Press 2. Deny their audience. The arrogance, after so long and so much silence, they deem us worth to talk with them? No, send them back across the waves, we care not. Well, it's public order. I care about High Elves, but the event is shit. Rebellions everywhere. There's not enough public order to have an event like this. They forgot the public order in the core building and you can't have events like this. It also crushes all the growth. It's gonna give us 50 public order. And we got the Eldrazor, or our Elf Infantry, with 10 physical resistance and 5 attack. That is crazy.
Yes.
Now the War Dancers are at 61 attack. And they're rank 2. 30 physical resistance. Rank 2. 2 out of 3 here. And we can still get more toughness on the Shielded Forest. And we can still get War Dancer down repair character.
Protector of the
What is this? Encounter the Bowman of Orion. The faithful do not take kindly to those of their own who turn their backs on Ataloran. To do so is not only to forsake their kin, but the very Viv itself. Many Asrian know the tale of Orion, a great prince who one day decided to assemble a band of the forest's best archers and woodsmen before setting sail to fight far from the great forest in the Elves' Southlands campaigns. Although Orion himself has not been seen or heard of in many centuries, his band and their descendants are known to still reside far away on the desert continent as mercenaries for hire. Such an existence is frowned upon, and for some time there has been whispers throughout the glades demanding these skillful Elven warriors return to fulfill their obligations to the forest. Such is the warriors' code, however, that the only way to bring them back under Ataloran's influence would be to defeat them in honorable battle. Another way to confederate these guys here. You could travel here early on. You know, after you get these two, there's options to travel around.
You have orders?
We should, our top priority after clearing these two should be destroying Beastmen. It looks like they just switched the settlements around. It's actually nice that she did this. Wow. And then we can do Carcassonne for forest health.
I share the forest's thoughts.
We have to underway next to him.
I am called forth.
Nation is pretty bad right now. But that will change.
The Waker of Trees. Spellweaver of Ataloran.
I guess we get 2 bells here. Hey, Parik. Wood elves are some of the scariest stuff in the game, Stormburn Coke. I have some of the deadliest, highest damage dealing units in the whole game. They're literally made to destroy and have things to support.
I am needed there.
Ever ready.
The worst unit, probably Great Eagle.
Spring will come.
Blade Captain! I cannot refuse. For Hecate!
War dancers.
Should get rid of the regiments. They're just reviews for the emergencies.
Children of Athel Lauren!
At once!
It's a forest. 77 attack on war dancers. This is a fucking tier 2 unit, man. This is disgusting. Here, 2 units reaching over 90 million attack later. It's like this when they get fully buffed, it's like they're under the influence of the VOD the whole time. Poor infantry against war dancers. And you get too much attack on these units? No problem, no problem.
As you command!
Now they have big defense as well. Let's get another 20 attack buff, which you can, without magic. And then add magic into effect. Who's gonna hit him? Shoot him or get sliced in melee.
Ha! It will be done!
Tireless! Forward!
Ever ready! Your orders? Ever ready!
This one is defense into missile resistance, because they'll try to shoot him. Those two will try to range us. We'll send all the spears to the left.
With haste!
Swift of foot!
There!
Wild riders! Swift!
They do leave the forest if the clan Skyr gets messed up.
Armed and ready!
Ready.
A song of ascendancy.
As you say! Ha!
Hunters! With haste! Wild riders!
At once!
And get really focused hard now.
Armed and ready! War dancers! Straight away! To arms! Ever ready! Ready and waiting! For the eternal realms! Attack!
Orion! For Athel Lauren!
Now we hunt! Ready to serve! The forest pool! Your orders! Kill them!
For Carlos! Waistcoat ready!
I
Our war dancer better than yours.
deep wood host! It shall be done! For Ariel! End them! At once!
Ready to ride! As you say! Smash them!
Warriors of Ariel!
Don't care about the regiments really. We'll send us Thrice Spears into the tree.
By
I think those guys are obstructed because of the obstacle in the middle.
Kill them!
Swiftly!
We have until large here.
Orion!
Kill them!
Fighting these guys because of a Confederation penalty.
The forest.
The public order is still corrupt in the forest with confederations. All three here should have anti-large here.
Orion!
Hand of
These ones
the
are fighting the
forest!
same way the handmaidens are fighting.
Ready.
Awaiting orders.
Need to get a few more cavalry units so we can actually clear this stuff faster instead of chasing them around.
Hunter! To battle!
The forest speaks. Rah! Faster!
My watches do run faster.
For the eternal realms!
Only defense against them.
Ha!
They run faster because of skirmishing.
Orion! Strength of Kronos!
Highborn captain ready! I will!
I acknowledge.
Ready for the hunt!
Path of the wood mage.
And the range projectiles are so bad. Feel like missing probably nearly double on some of the units. Should say that on the projectile they should literally increase it that it does more damage against characters or single entities. Hey, good morning, morning.
Forest lent its protection.
Much better was this. 1700 and another
Pay due
1100
tribute to
captives.
Peter. The waker of trees. I observe. A doomed dies.
This is a spy here, and this is knowledgeable for the bench.
I thirst for the hunt.
Spellsinger Life. We don't have no access to arcane items unless you have a Spellsinger Lord or the even better Master Treeman, so we can find some arcane items. This one is life. I'm gonna put the War Dancer Diamond here just in case the Lord doesn't activate it if he already has it.
I live to serve Ariel.
We got a tier 3 Oak in 7 turns. Argilon, Talsyn, and the Heralds of Ariel, Confederation missions. It looks like this one should be more stable now. One more turn of penalty. Yeah, this should stabilize now. Guys, you guys see this? They didn't even had a grow building. And they had tier 4. The mass military and extremely expensive buildings. Not even the basic economy growth building. Which without you cannot even build this shit. Literally spit in your face when you compare this shit.
All hail Kurnos. Ever vigilant, treading silently. Hunting,
Castle Carcassonne would be great. It's not a thing of depth for here, it's the amount of turns it requires more than anything, I think. Because this is 12 turns and this is 14. So it's impossible for them to have tier 5, because it's the amount of turns. 8, 10, 12, 14, 26, 36, 44. So this should be tier 5 at turn 45, unless they have bonus growth. Someone remind me to check. They don't care about the costs, it's just the turns to build. I think it's 44 turns to build this. So on turn 45, these guys will have tier 5, no matter what. These guys are a little behind like Orion is. So that building does not matter, because the income doesn't matter for the military. The military is gonna be kept one army because of rework. And growth-wise, you don't really need growth-wise, they just upgrade, they don't need anything. They probably have these things 5 times higher than you. This is a great one for 4 turns. Magic item drop chance plus 15%, leadership plus 5 for all elf units, and income for a boss below 10%. Oh, this is great. Our second lord should be a master treeman, so we can start finding magic items since it's a wizard. Ancient treeman. Wow, Crooked Moon is actually besieging Karakaiser. Oh man, the basement got destroyed. Good job, Carcassonne. You see, Cookies, it's easy. You just click, you win. That's how you do it. You just click, and Beastman dead. Why can't you do that? Yeah, the Cloak of Isha requires Sisters of the Torn, which is a tier 4 unit. Yeah, just get a tier 4 unit, no problem. The high realm of the Wood Elves, Mordrin, has long languished in eternal shadow. No light pierces the dense canopy above, yet even in a land as darkened as this, a new and creeping sense of dread lingers. The Cloak of Isha, much revered relic of goddess herself, is missing, presumed stolen. The elves speak of dark omens and shadowy whispers pervading the night glens. And even Ariel herself feels the changing of the forest as surely as she feels the shifting of the season. The cloak must be returned to Other Lord and restored. This end, she dispatches either consort king Orion to the hunt. She also sends her most trusted of maidens who know the forest almost as well as she does, to assist him. Together they will find the source of his trouble. Indeed, they must, for all hangs in the balance, the rot. Another war dancer drummer. Valhunt begins. That was 10 turns later. Orion, king in the woods and master of Valhunt, is born anew. On the eve of the vernal equinox, the elite Valadares select a candidate to bear the mantle of the immortal Elven King for the year ahead. Now that Queen Ariel has done her secret work, Orion storms back into the world once more. As ever, he immediately calls Valhunt to clear the forests of undesirable outsiders. The herald of the hunt sounds the horn, signaling the elves and forest spirits to fight in Other Lorne's defense. Palmer urged to expel the forest enemies that none can ignore. We had this thing expire on turn 20, but we didn't even see the active. It was a message, it was weird. And now on turn 30, we get the message here. Teleportation is -5 on cooldown. And all lords and officers receive stronger bonuses. But that was 10 turns later.
Orion! You have my blessing.
So we got Wardan's Drum. That was actually from the settlement, huh? Another 4 attack for the War Dance and the Blade Singers.
God King of the Deepwood.
All of a sudden the public order is fine. Hey, Homer. So the Skaven would be the best next target.
Protector of the forest.
Wow. The next turn, it switched from the high-ranking one to low-ranking one. Doesn't matter if you put them, it just switch randomly. We do need to target Bretonnians first, though. We do have Lightning Strike, but we also need to replenish.
I will make it so. I go.
Well, I think Underway from here to here, and then go for Parawan. Parawan is a hitland, and we need 3 battles against Bretonnians, which we'll get there. Blade Singers in this place, we would need the armory, which requires kindreds. 3 kindreds. It'll take over 20 turns. Because they didn't build the basic building for growth and income. Yes, do realize this. You realize how ridiculous this is. They had a tier 4 city fully built up with recruitment and shit, without a basic income building and without a basic growth building. Turn 25.
Master of the Wild Hunt. Yes?
The forest is whispering.
Spy ahead. You're targeting Parawan next. Without confederating this one, we won't have any money for the second army. But this will be a second army. The forest is 2 elite armies. Stella got destroyed by the Skaven from the looks of it. And the mutinies gets made peace with Crooked Moon. Nice. Leah went to war with Clan Skryre. I guess they got weakened by destroying Stalia.
I become a stronger shield.
The Festival of the Equinox. Interlopers in Trickster Woods have been caught and brought before you to face justice. The sentence is clear, death. Yet before you can pass judgment, one of the captives issues a brazen challenge. If you can last 1 hour in a battle with a war dancer, then he and his friends go free. If not, he accepts your sentence. It is a bold request, but one you have no obligations to accept. This is pretty much our army of war dancers, 10 turns. This is an awesome event. Definitely improve this shit. But this is 50 public order. Don't have a second army, so this is no big deal. We won't be recruiting Blade Singers anytime soon. We need 20 turns to get the armory, because it requires kindreds. They forgot to build it. The insolence adds another heinous crime to the list. You will suffer it no more. Kill him immediately. 50 public order. It's easy. So we're now having massive public order here. Now all is well again in the forest. But the other option will be better later. It's a good event, which, you know, depending what's happening, you know, both options are viable. What kind of items do we have so far? Fencer blades, armor of destiny, that's it. 2 items that are 1 turns.
The forest calls. Ready to serve.
This is a little bit better replenishment here. Yoke of Ages will be tier 3 in 5 turns, which will also grant us further benefits. And Forest Health will hit the next tier in 38, which will be also further benefits. We have a kindred available here, but we have to save it for growth. This growth is ridiculous. Especially about 2. We have to get this building as soon as possible. Don't upgrade this onto tier 2 before you get these things upgraded to tier 2. This is the first building to also upgrade to the next stage after you build everything to the first stage. It's gonna take forever to get the other stuff otherwise.
King in the woods.
There's ways to get more growth, but the best, most reliable is this, because some forests are way bigger, and how the adjacency works. Like Carcassonne and Karak Boovdar could give 40 growth to Kingsglade, and if you go in for those settlements early. But it's not always convenient, you know. Because of the this building here. There are buildings which give growth to all adjacent provinces 20 or all provinces 5, and there's a lot of things that will add up. Regarding heroes, the branch rate gives growth and replenishment.
Shield of Athel Lauren.
Orders?
But who are we at war with? Nobody, huh? Nice, we can pick everybody. Eras gets the Confederation temporarily.
Yes.
We don't just target factions everybody else hates, so people like us more. Like the clan Spittle.
The Mother Goddess guide.
There's another idol chosen here.
The hunter.
Get a third one on. This building is +1/+1. I guess the third one. There's another discipline as well. See, the talent idol chosen is pretty common. Discipline is rare for the elves. This one is way more common. These two.
Protector of the oak.
The heroes are 250 base. Don't really need that much attack. Let's help to get a little bit extra.
I thirst.
Oh, the cavalry will need more than the infantry. And the cavalry doesn't literally get any attack from the bell skills. Speed and charge. I should have put Eternal Guard here and Dryads here. Remember, 6. Poor Eternal Guard never gonna get buff battle skills anymore. I should have just put both Dryads and the Eternal Guard here, or just with a way that makes more sense, more streamlined, 34 skills instead of 6. Talked about this when we talked about the last Jibber Jobber. Yeah, Dryad should be here, and the Eternal Guard should be here. This speed should be attack.
Lord of the Forest.
There can be no vanity.
Lord of the Asray.
It's 3 captains, all 3 recruited.
Defender of the
This is actually
domain.
true upkeep right now in the army, because it's 10% increased due to difficulty. When the campaign map it's 250. It's another military unit.
You have orders?
We have upkeep production in the army. Next step is to defeat Bretonnians 3 times so we can confederate Torgon. There's gonna be a router restart in about 50 minutes. If stream ends abruptly, the part 2 will be finished. We'll switch to check out something in Gladius. Torgon is actually harassing us. Or did they harass... No, they were harassing there? Okay.
The forest calls.
I was just showing a message that they were doing on somebody else.
God King of the Deepwood.
Paragon is a really juicy target here. We need 3 bells against Bretonia, and Paragon is a hitland, that's perfect.
Yes.
Honor before glory. Protector of the...
Their military is
What
so
vile
disorganized.
fate stands before.
Master of the Wild Hunt. Asray, to battle!
A little bit higher casualties, but those are questy knights. Good money. And look at this, there are 2 more bells here. It's 1.
The Hunter! Ellen!
Two. Oh man, we are out of settlement range.
I fear no one.
We're stuck in zone of control here.
I live to serve Ariel.
The dwarves control Montfort. We need another battle against Bretonia so we can confederate Torgon. The tier 5 is still about 10 turns away, I think. At least they have a tier 2 growth building.
I thirst for the hunt.
Let's just get the rest of the stats here. This is going to ranks, it's gonna be sick. Campaign skills are crazy.
Ready to serve. God King of the Deepwood.
So one more battle with these guys, and we can confederate this. They do actually have
Do
stuff
you
here.
take me for a churl?
Shame we can't besiege it right now, so we can pull the ram.
I will not blight my soul.
Field battles actually favors them because they have some cavalry and extra characters. They have actually quite a bit of characters.
Orders. The Deepwood stirs.
All hail, Colonel. Following your orders.
This is gonna be the next target, most likely. Hitlands. The primary goal is to heal the forest, so we can do the ritual. That's about it.
Summer's champion.
Wow, the bomb warring got destroyed. Makes you wonder who this was. The Dune kingdoms. I don't might just go for Canal. This would be, you know, strange, but they just probably attack us outside as well. Very victory with high casualties. That's brutal casualties. This battle is really in their favor due to 5 characters and heavy cavalry in the open field. Should be outside the range of the city here. Looks like they got destroyed by the Skaven. Could be the Clan Morse is steamrolling, or could be just they actually got raised. Okay, we got a very nice technology here. More items, more battle loot, more leash for the elves.
Lord of the Azrael!
Okay, this is the third battle, right? Look at this bug. Oh shit, did they even test this shit? Decisive victory, high casualties. So many display bugs, man. And, okay, we got it. Your attacks upon the Bretonnians have showed them who the dominant power is in the region. Throughout the land of chivalry, from duke down to peasant, the reputation of the Fey folk garners even more fear and respect than ever before. Lord Date may be blind, but his lack of vision has not stilled his tongue. And it is no secret that he approves of your actions. Storgon is now open to joining you in Confederation. Alternatively, you can leave Lord Date, tend his glade, and he will channel his energies to aid you. We have massive public order right now, so it's fine. Turn 33, we confederate Wolf's Anvil faction.
Proud son of Athaluran.
And they're in range. What about a siege attacker? No siege attacker. They have a veteran Asrai spears which are in range. That's sick. You can actually transfer here.
Lord of the Forest. To arms!
Yeah, unlike the last time, Gaunt, we actually in range.
Acceptable.
We are actually in range to switch. Regarding the extra heroes, we put us the voice talkers over the limit. We're fine with 2 voice talkers. It's another allied chosen here. They like to put boost income on. No items, just whole companion. I'll tell no chronos on this one. Let's see the traits. Wow. This is excellent, excellent. Wasted. And for this guy, this is probably the best option. One skill wasted. And has a actually good trait, but it's a shit-based lord. As an architect, if you want to upgrade something every 5 turns, lower 7% out construction cost.
For the Kadai! Blood for Cain!